typically when someone takes your back, guys, there's going to be a seatbelt. So there's going to be one arm that's over my shoulders and then one arm that's under. When we fall, or if we are on this side over here where we're on top of the underarm, it's actually easier to escape here. This is a good side for him to actually start going for a finish right here. But it's easier to escape if my opponent is being lazy about keeping his chin. If his chin is on my shoulder, there's a head getting between me and the floor, which is what I need to like get him off my back. But if he's being lazy about it and I can just throw my head on the floor, it's super easy to start escaping. So if his chin is on my shoulder, what I'm going to have to do to take care of that problem is first roll us so that I'm like like Miles is no longer on one side now. He's on like the middle of his back. And then I can switch my head to the side where he doesn't want it to be. And then I can start falling back to the side and getting my way out. Once I'm like escaping and I can feel him peeling off my back, I want to use my right elbow right here between us as like a divider between me and Miles so that I can eventually escape my way out and then put him inside my guard again. So my opponent will have a seatbelt on me. I'm going to fall this time towards like the good finishing side. His chin will be on my shoulder, so I need to back up first so that we're flat on Miles' back. Now I can change my head positioning and start falling to the correct side. Now I'll take my right elbow, put it between us, and keep scooting out so that I can put him back in my guard. Any questions? Let's give it a go. 1, 2. And I want to make sure that my chin is strapped to Miles' shoulder right here. If he does that thing where he gets his head above my head, now I start losing the position. So I need to make sure that my shoulder stays, or my chin stays connected to his shoulder. And it also helps if I keep proactively pushing his hips down. So I'll take this foot right here on the top side and I'll put it on his hips. And then I'll use this to push his hips down. And then instead of leaving my foot between his legs, I'll try to curl it above his hips right here. Okay? So I'm in a nice tight backpack position. I'm going to use this hand right here on the underhook side to feed this collar to my choking hand. I personally like to put a thumb right here at the part where the lapel meets like the regular part of the gi and just fold it in half. That way I can get a nice 4-finger deep grip inside. And then I'll use this same underhook hand to cinch this lapel up. So if it's not like a very good grip right now, I just use this hand to tug down and leave my hand right here next to his neck, and I cinch it up. Now I'll take this other hand and grab the other far side lapel. This one doesn't have to necessarily be high up towards his neck. It could be nice and low, doesn't matter. It could also be on his hand if he's trying to fight my hands right now. And then I'll push him down a little bit, and then I'll put my foot or my leg, my hamstring, over his shoulder. Now we've been working just stomping down and pulling my elbow to my side to get the finish. I want you guys to play between that and connecting your feet and trying to squeeze your knees to get the finish. If I squeeze my knees while they're connected, the space between my knees will get smaller and smaller, and it'll be forced into the choke, as well as if I simply stomp down and pull my elbow to my side, I'll also be able to get the finish. So I'll be here, I'll grab my seatbelt, make sure my chin's locked into his shoulder, and then I'll keep his hips below my hips. Now I'll reach for this lapel. I can either go for like 2 fingers inside or fold it and grab 4, and then take the slack out of the lapel, grab the other side, throw my foot over, and I can either elbow to my rib, plus a stomp down with my foot to get the finish, or I can connect my feet and squeeze my knees and get the same finish. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2. All right, Miles will be in the turtle for me. And I'm going to want to break Miles down. So the same concept as earlier where we're passing off the choking lapel. We're going to do that, but we're just going to pass off a tight waist. So I'm going to take his close side lapel right over here, And then I'm going to pass underneath his stomach so that it's super easy to reach to my other hand right here. Now I have a grip where my elbow is locked around Miles' hips. And all I need to do is put a mechanism to stop his knee and then drag his hips down to break his base. So I'm going to put my knee up towards Miles' knee, and then I'm going to start dragging his hips down, and then before his hips fall and actually land on top of me, I just want to open up this space for his hips to fall. So I can grab his elbow if I need to, if he's like based out or something like that, or I can put my hand on the floor to give me an extra anchor to pull him down, and then I'll pull him down, and then just move out of the way. Once he's fallen down, I'm going to put my knee up next to his ear, grab my seatbelt, and then drag his head or my elbow on top of my thigh so I can make a nice pillow for him. Now it'll be super tight so that I can take my time in fighting for this hook. Once I get this hook inside, I'll just swing all the way over until I'm in the same position that we were just in. Now I'll control his hips with my feet, pass off a choking grip, and do everything you guys just learned how to do right now. One more time. The near side lapel, pass it off to my far side hand. Now I can break down his base and open up the space for him to fall. Put my knee underneath his head, grab my seatbelt, and make a pillow for him. Now I can sit down, fight for this hook, swing myself all the way over to the other side. Make sure that when I fall here, guys, we don't want to be lazy and keep our heads up here, then he's going to start escaping. So as soon as I fall to this side, I make my chin immediately connect with his shoulder. Now I can take my time, grab my grips to finish, and go ahead. Any questions? 1, 2. I'm going to show you guys a guard called De La Hiva. So I'm going to grab a forefinger inside this cuff of the pants, like this. So I don't want or I could also grab around the ankle and just cuff it like this. But I usually prefer a grip like this, 4 fingers inside. Then I'm going to have both of my feet so that if you were to draw an arrow from my hips to my knees, that they encompass Miles. And then some people like to put in like a hook, but this could be hard to learn at first. So I just need to make sure that my knee stays above Miles' knee right here. And that I have my, I guess this grip of his foot close to me. The further his foot gets away from me, the weaker this position gets. So make sure I'm constantly keeping a tug on this cuff of the pants, keeping my knee above his knee, and then this could be doing miscellaneous things. It could be pushing his leg. It could be keeping this arm away. It could be on his hip right here. And then this could also be doing multiple things. It could grab some sleeves. It could grab a collar. Today we're going to pull this lapel out, and we're going to just hold like 2 inches above the end of the tip of the lapel. Now I'm going to put my ball of my foot on the inside of Miles' knee, so if his knee was pointed towards me, this could be hard to kick back. But if I have the ball on the inside of the knee, it'll never be hard to kick back. And as I kick and get him to widen his base, I'm going to sit up, like so. Now this is nice to maintain, but if you didn't maintain this this pressure on this knee right here, it's okay to drop your leg. All I want to do is put this lapel between his legs and then fetch it to the other hand so that now the lapel is going between Miles' legs, and then I'm holding it with this hand here. I want to make sure that I don't fetch it underneath this leg. I want to drop this leg as well and put my arm over top and fetch the lapel. Now I'll double up on this collar. So one hand is on this collar, but from the bottom of the lapel. The other hand is going to be on the same exact collar, but up towards his collarbone. Now I'm going to take the whole weight of my body, slamming back into the mat to be able to force Miles to put his hands on the ground. And then notice how I also keep my legs high. I'm kicking my legs high so that everything is facing Miles to this direction. And then I'm going to change from being flat on my back to falling on my side. But as I do, I want to do a switch of my legs. So I'll fall like so, and then switch my legs. If I fall and then Miles falls, if Miles falls on this leg and I messed up the switch, it's not over yet. I could take this knee and kick Miles off and force my other leg to come out the side. Now I'll be in the same turtle position that we were in before, and I can do the same technique. So we'll be in the De La Hiva guard. I'll have a cuff pant grip, making sure my knee stays above his knee, and then keeping the ball of my foot on the inside of his knee and going for this grip right here. I'm going to sit up with this grip and then pass this underneath his legs. Like so. And then grab the same side collar, so I'm now doubled up on the same collar. I'm going to take this foot, and instead of pushing out on his knees or being on the floor, I'm going to put it behind his hips, and I'm going to force Miles to put his hands on the ground by slamming my weight that way. Kicking my feet above my head. Now when I'm ready to go, I'm going to fall to the side and try to get my knee out. But if it doesn't get out, I have another opportunity to put this top side knee into his butt to force him off my leg. Now that I can sit up, I can get the turtle position. One thing about the technique we were just doing, let's get this way. Turtle. One thing about the position we were just doing, once I'm here, if I didn't decide to put Miles onto my thigh, Miles will have an easier chance of scooting his way out like so. So I really want to make sure that I have this, and now he won't be able to escape anywhere. Now once I sit down and I'm trying to put this hook inside, if Miles' knee is high, like this, just putting it on top won't suffice. This is not going to work. So when I do this technique, I prefer to start with my heel inside the hip and then stomp his leg away. Now it'll go in. And then before I start rolling over, I want to think about putting my head to his shoulder and then going. I don't want to do it in the middle, because if I forget about it and he goes all the way over here, he's going to start, yeah, exactly, he's going to keep going with this direction. So once you're here, guys, you force your heel through first, then tie your chin to their shoulder, and then move to the other side. Questions? 1, 2.